Happy New Year. Good Thursday morning. This is sponsored by HB Neal Construction. Let's dive in and see what's going on this Thursday morning. It is nice and chilly to start off the year 2026. Not much going on in the satellite and radar, sponsored by Switch Electric. We will start seeing some clouds moving in later this afternoon, but as of right now, not much going on in the satellite and radar department. Looking at the temperatures, though, it is awfully chilly across the United States. 7 degrees in Yellowstone National Park, 46 in Denver, Colorado, Little Rock, Arkansas at 40 degrees, Dallas at 44, and here locally across southeast Texas and southwest Louisiana. We really kind of spread from the 30s down to the coast into the 50s, upper 30s the far north that you go into the northern counties, Beaumont at 38, Lake Charles 37, even Lafayette far to the east at 38 degrees. A little bit warmer at Houston at 42, and then down towards Galveston and Bolivar Peninsula, still chilly at 51 degrees, and this is thanks to our sponsor of Do Good Credit Union. Outdoor and construction forecast for this new year of 2026 is going to be a very nice Thursday. Mostly sunny throughout the day, but once we get later into the afternoon and into the evening time hours, especially overnight tonight, we are going to see a lot of the clouds start moving back into the region, but that's not going to mess up our Thursday at all. No rain in the forecast at all. Looks really good this Thursday. Temperatures getting into the upper 60s to the low 70s. Really seems to be that 70-degree mark is what we'll see later on this afternoon. It's Friday that it gets actually a little bit warmer than that, getting into the upper 70s. High pressure has been really dominating our region. That is now into the northern Gulf. We've seen the flow kind of change just a little bit, but now all eyes will be shifting to the northern part of Texas as we get into Friday evening, into Friday night. This will be our next weak cold front that moves into our region late Friday into early Saturday morning. Let's put that in motion. We'll see that push into our region again around about 8, 9 p.m. on Friday. And the biggest thing this is going to do is just kick out the humidity that we get on Friday, brings back the drier air to our region, temperatures into the low to mid 70s on Saturday, and then actually on the 60s as we get into Sunday. So here comes that cold front moving in, and then high pressure moves into the southern plains as we get into Saturday and Sunday. This means that Sunday, our first Sunday of the year of 2026, looks really great. But notice as we get into early of next week, and this is going to continue into middle of next week, high pressure far to the south into the Gulf will continue to really kind of be the biggest thing that we see. That means warmer temperatures are going to be upon us as we get into early next week, and likely going to stay on the drier side as well too. So Saturday and Sunday looks pretty good, cooler, but we get back to warm as we get into early to middle of next week. Here's our future cast for today. Plenty of sunshine throughout the morning and into the early afternoon, but eventually we're going to start seeing those clouds start getting back into our region. Mainly going to be this Thursday evening, especially overnight tonight, wanting to show some light rain. Again, that's actually that system that's moving through, but we're just limited on the moisture. So very, very limited. Maybe a couple isolated showers can be possible. Less than 5% coverage we're going with. I mean, it's mostly dry the next 5 to 7 days. And then here comes that cold front late Friday evening, pushing into Saturday morning. A lot of the clouds won't really push off until around Saturday morning, getting into Saturday afternoon, setting the stage for a really good weekend. But that's really the only thing that we're seeing on Futurecast. It is mainly dry. And again, it's going to be dry the next 5 to 7 days. Here we are on this Happy New Year, topping off into that mainly the low 70s, and then we'll get into the upper 70s. Some areas getting into the low 80s coming up tomorrow on Friday. After that weak front moves through, we're back into the mid 70s Saturday, 60s on Sunday, and then we warm up once again early to middle of next week, starting off into the low 70s on Monday, and then getting into the upper 70s by Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Here we are with our high temperatures today, really going to be around that 70-degree mark. This is thanks to our sponsor of Dana Simmons Real Estate Team. Biggest change we're seeing is the overnight temperatures. I mean, we were talking about 30s, upper 20s to our northern counties. Tonight, a lot warmer, 20 to 30 degrees warmer. Mainly the northern counties will be into the low 50s, but across the board for the rest of the region, middle to upper 50s, some areas getting into the low 60s like Houston and down towards the coast. Here's the forecast temperatures coming up tomorrow on Friday, really getting into the upper 70s, Houston 80 degrees, but the biggest thing on Friday is we've got that weak cold front coming in. That means it's going to be breezy conditions coming up on Friday. Wind gusts 20 to 25 mile per hour winds can be possible throughout the day coming up tomorrow on Friday. Here's our 7-day forecast for southeast Texas. You can see it's the Happy New Year today on Thursday. Temperatures topping off around 70 degrees. Windy conditions coming up on Friday as that weak front moves into our region. It's going to be warm and humid throughout the day on Friday, topping off into the upper 70s. But a nice weekend coming in after that weak front. Temperatures into the low to mid 70s on Saturday, 60s on Sunday, and then the warming trend as we get into early early next week. No rain in sight in the next 5 to 7 days. Very limited on the rain coming up tomorrow for southwest Louisiana as that weak front moves in. Just 5 to 10% coverage. Biggest thing is going to be the windy conditions coming up on Friday. Temperatures into the upper 70s. Nice weekend in store for us here in southeast Texas and southwest Louisiana. Temperatures into the low to mid 70s, 60s on Sunday, and then we have that warming trend coming up as we get into early to middle of next week. How long does that trend last, really, the warmer temperatures? Well, not to kind of bring in some more bad news, but here we are from January 7th to January 11th. We'll take this with a grain of salt, but right now what we're seeing is it looks fairly warm the next couple of weeks. Sure, we get some cool down moments, but we don't see any big cold fronts for a good while, at least for the next week or two. So we'll see if things change. Typically, middle to end of January into February is our coldest weather, and we still have the roller coaster rides here in January, but just showing that really kind of the next 7-10 days, it does look pretty warm here in southeast Texas and southwest Louisiana. Y'all have a good Thursday. I hope you had a good bringing in the new year last night. Thanks for joining us this Thursday. I'll see y'all again on Friday morning. Have a good Thursday, and thanks for joining us. See y'all again.